Hello my dear student. Today my lecture is on topic benign prostatic hyperplasia means BPH or porous granthi vriddhi. Before going to detail, an overview about the prostate is required. The prostate gland is an accessory gland of the male reproductive system. Its composition or its constitute as a glandular tissue embedded in the fibromuscular stroma. It covers proximal 3 cm part of the urethra and have 5 lobes, anterior one, posterior one, 2 lateral one and 1 median lobe. The dimension of the prostate gland in adult is 4 cm wide, 3 cm high and 2 cm thickness. The weight of the prostate gland is 20 to 25 gram. The carcinoma of prostate begin in posterior lobe. Also, the prostate gland have 2 capsules, true capsule and false capsule, and 3 zones like peripheral zone, periurethral transition zone and central zone. The prostate is walnut shaped gland that forms part of the male reproductive system. The prostate surrounds the urethra at the urinary bladder neck site. The common disease of the prostate gland are BPH or benign prostatic hyperplasia, carcinoma of the prostate and prostatitis. The fascia of the Denon biliary is part of pelvic peritoneum that prevent the spread of carcinoma prostate into the rectum. This is an overview of prostate. Now, what is BPH or benign prostatic hyperplasia? BPH is a benign enlargement of the prostate gland and usually it is non-malignant in nature. The BPH caused by the cellular hyperplasia of the both glandular and stromal elements that leads to troublesome that means lower urinary tract symptoms in men. The BPH is most common benign tumor in men and BPH is not a precancerous condition. These two things must be remembered on studying the BPH. The BPH have 3 conditions, clinical conditions consist of enlargement of the prostate, symptoms and obstruction. Enlargement means benign prostate enlargement. Symptoms include lower urinary tract symptoms, and the another one is the BOO, bladder outlet obstruction. Means enlargement, symptoms and obstructive features are the composition of the clinical conditions of the benign prostate hyperplasia. What changes seen in BPH? In histological changes, the stromal and glandular hyperplasia seen. These conditions may be associated with clinical presence of both or some lower urinary tract symptoms. Anatomical changes includes enlargement of the gland means BPE. Pathophysiologic changes seen compression of urethra and compromise of urinary flow means bladder outlet obstruction. Means symptom change or finds enlargement of the prostate seen and obstructive features seen, and stromal and glandular hyperplasia seen in BPH conditions. The secondary effects of BPH, it effects on urethra occurs if changes in urinary bladder are seen and changes at ureter and kidney level seen. At the urethral changes site, the urethra gets compressed, converted into a narrow longitudinal slit. In the bladder site, the fasciculation, trabeculation and circulation seen because due to back pressure changes of the with the effect of BPH on the bladder is that bladder muscle hypertrophied that results into fasciculation or trabeculations. Lastly, it converts into circulation or diverticulum and that diverticulum results the stasis of urine, prone site for infection, and may develop into stone or stone formation. Stasis, infection, and stone formation is the last one result of the back pressure effects on the bladder due to the prostate. Back pressure effects on the ureter and kidney leads into the hydronephrosis and hydroureter that ultimately compromise the kidney functions or maybe chronic renal failure. What causes BPH? BPH is part of the natural aging process. The factors involved in the androgen or estrogen hormones, lifestyle, and hereditary or genetic conditions which are unknown. Two theories popular regarding etiopathogenesis of the BPH. One is the hormonal theory and another one is the neoplastic theory. What factors involved in etiology? The factors, as I already explained, is the hormones like androgens. Androgen hormone includes testosterone, dihydroxytestosterone play permissive role in developing the BPH. Estrogens significant role in canine model, role in human is less clear. The stromal epithelial interactions, paracrine growth factors signaling, cell proliferation and apoptosis, increase cell proliferations and decrease apoptosis. The inflammatory cells in the prostate and the smooth muscle controlled by adrenergic nerves. Nerve supply has permissive role and allow for maximal growth. The pathophysiology and clinical manifestations include that if the prostate enlargement occurs, there is proliferation and altered function of prostate cells, and increased proliferation and decreased apoptosis results in BPH, and these BPH have symptoms of three groups like bladder outlet obstructive symptoms, lower urinary tract symptoms, and acute urinary retention. Now the clinical features or sign and symptoms of the BPH. The frequent and urgent need to urinate, especially at night, dribbling or leaking after the urination, intermittent or weak stream of the urination or urine flow, bad betting, urinary retention, maybe chronic retention or acute retention, straining to urinate, pain or burning during urinations, and feeling that the bladder never completely empties after the act of urination. So, in brief, we can say that the symptoms include the frequency, urgency, hesitancy, and urine retention. Frequency, urgency, hesitancy, and urine retention may be chronic or acute urine retention is the main clinical features of the BPH. Why symptoms appear in BPH patient? Because prostate grows with age and time, and pressure on the urethra restricts urine flow smoothly. Later, if not treated or not entertained, then the risk of bladder and kidney damage occurs due to the back pressure effect of the BPH on the urinary bladder, ureter, and kidney. The BPH also affects on the impact on the quality of life, like frequent urination cause irritations and insomnia, especially in night conditions. What's the result of BPH if not got treatment by patient, or in other way, what is the upadra or complications of the BPH? These are the diseases or conditions which results due to the BPH, like urinary retention, renal function impairment or renal failure, urinary tract infection, diverticuli develop at bladder level, hematuria, and urinary bladder stone or bladder decompensations, overflow incontinence as a result of urine retention, and I already told that renal impairment or renal failure may be happen if the chronic effect of BPH not treated. How to make diagnosis? The diagnosis of the BPH is mostly made with the help of clinical history and local examination. History taking is sufficient for a patient to make the diagnosis, but for confirmatory, other investigations also required. Local and systemic examination is required. The digital rectal examination at OPD level in clinics is sufficient to make the diagnosis, and expert clinician may able to differentiate between the BPH and carcinoma condition of the prostate gland. The blood investigations may be helpful to know the status of the kidney, like blood urea, serum creatinine, urine routine examination, and microscopic examination. The uroflowmetry or urinary flow test is helpful in making the diagnosis. The person is asked to void urine from his full bladder into the flow meter, and the normal peak flow rate is the 20 ml per second. Less than 10 ml per second definite peak obstruction shows. Thus, the degree of bladder outlet obstruction can be assessed by uroflowmetry in case of BPH. The serum PSA level. Prostate specific antigen is also helpful in making the diagnosis between and able to make the differentiation between BPH, carcinoma of the prostate, prostatitis, etc. USG abdominal and transrectal ultrasonography, IBP, cystoscopy, biopsy, these are important investigations which are helpful and defining the renal changes in the urinary tract due to the BPH. When to treat? BPH needs to be treated only if symptoms enough to affect quality of life. Symptoms like urinary tract infections that results into frequent UTI, due to frequent UTI. The bleeding or hematuria, damage to kidney like renal compromise or renal failure conditions, damage to urinary bladder to develop trabeculation, fasciculations or diverticuli, and chances, if there is chances to develop stones or urinary bladder stone. Now, how to manage a case of BPH means the management और चिकित्सा क्या है. There are three category of treatment that includes, first of all, wait and watch and kept the patient on observation if patient came in initial stage. The second one is the medical therapy or the prescription that includes drugs, and the third one is the surgical intervention. For that, surgery is required. The medical therapy includes alpha blockers, 5-alpha reductase inhibitors, and now the combination of alpha blockers and 5-alpha reductase inhibitors. This is the most important regime followed by nephrourologist in urological center. The surgical interventions include the transurethral resection of prostate and minimally invasive surgeries, open prostatectomy, etc. Now, wait and watch lifestyle. If there is less symptoms or patient is asymptomatic and there is no any alarming sign present in the patient, then advise the patient to do regular exercise, avoid weight gain, avoid spicy diet, take green vegetables, seasonal fruits, etc. Limit the fluid intake, decrease bladder irritant, caffeine, alcohol, and avoid anticholinergic drugs, narcotics, and muscle relaxant. If there is continuous alarming symptoms or if there is increasing symptoms, the patient may consult urologist if symptoms worsens or aggravate and not able to manage by the changes in lifestyle. then the medical management is required. The next one is the medical management of prostate BPH. Indications of the medical management include the sign if the patient has signs and symptoms of BPH and patients not fit for or unwilling to undergo surgical procedures or surgical intervention. And if the surgery is performed, then the medical treatment also required in post-surgical conditions. So before surgery and post-surgery, it is the also indication of the medical management or management by the help of drugs. Two types of medicine prescribed in cases of BPH are the first one is the muscle relaxant and second is the drugs that shrink the prostate gland. The muscle relaxes the prostate and provide a larger urethral opening, and the examples of the drugs is the tamsulosin, prazosin, elfujocin, etc. The drugs that shrink the prostate gland include is, for example, dutasteride and finasteride. Now, what is the management benefits of the medical management? Medical management is convenient and no loss of work time, and patient is on minimal risk. The disadvantage of the medical management is that it is expensive. There is chances of drug interaction, and these requires to take daily and manages the problem instead of fixing it. Because BPH in the drugs manage the current situational or symptomatic treatment, but not the complete disease. The drugs are alpha blockers, 5-alpha reductase inhibitors, and combination therapy, as I told earlier. The alpha blockers is the best monotherapy and it provides the immediate symptom relief. The 5-alpha reductase inhibitors prevent disease progression. It regresses the prostatic size. The combination therapy means drugs that have both alpha blockers and 5-alpha reductase inhibitor is considered most effective treatment for symptoms and progression in case of mild to moderate to severe symptoms in patients affected with BPH. The long-acting selective alpha-1 blockers examples are terazosin, doxazosin, tamsulosin, elfujocin, silodosin, and naftolidil. This combination is most effective in those with more marked prostate enlargement. Dual mechanism of action and reduce clinical progression of BPH, improve lower urinary tract symptoms, and improve maximum urinary flow rates. This is the benefits of the combination therapy. The final treatment is the surgical management. Surgical management is the gold standard in the symptomatic patients or in patients have got complications. Surgery is recommended in patients in whom BPH causes like renal insufficiency or compromised renal function, urinary retention, may be acute or chronic, recurrent urinary tract infections, UTI, bladder calculus, urinary bladder calculus, hydronephrosis or hydroureter, and if the patient have post-voidal residual urine more. PVRU is important things to decide the operative procedures of the BPH. Normally, post-voidal residual urine is 0 in healthy patients. If it is more than 50 ml, then the PVRU value got significant. That may result into the stasis, infection, or stone formation in later time. The surgical methods are suprapubic and rectopubic prostatectomy, transurethral resection of prostate, laser prostatectomy, transurethral incision of the prostate, intraprostatic stent, balloon dilatation of the prostatic urethra, and prostatic hyperthermia. This is the procedures that adopted in as a surgical procedure in the nephrology sections. Among them, the TURP is most popular. Transurethral resection of the prostate is most popular and the gold standard of the care of BPH. The uses an electric knife to surgically cut and remove excess prostate tissue and is effective in relieving symptoms and restoring urine flow. The conventional method is the open prostatectomy. It is not done routinely nowadays. When prostate too large for TURP, then the open prostatectomy procedure adopted. Concomitant conditions like bladder diverticulum or bladder stone present, then the open prostatectomy is as a treatment of choice. The TUMT, transurethral microwave therapy, transurethral needle ablation, urinary stents and laser prostatectomy is another important surgical procedures which are used for the treatment of BPH. Now, this is most of the explanation given regarding the BPH. So the home message or conclusion is that BPH or benign prostatic hyperplasia is an old age disease of men, and many of BPH patients are asymptomatic or have only mild symptoms and may not require therapy. Some are managed with conservatively like medical therapy. The combined therapy is now in practice with the combination of alpha blocker like tamsulosin, prazosin and 5-alpha reductase inhibitor like finasteride. The alpha blocker and 5-alpha reductase inhibitors are good for long-term treatment. The TURP is the gold standard for among the surgical procedures. The TURP is an invasive procedure and most popular procedure in urology. This is all about an overview of the benign prostatic hyperplasia, and I think I try to cover all of the things in this lecture regarding BPH. So considering this overview of BPH, if you have any queries or suggestions, you may send on my email ID. Thank you for your patience listening. Thank you so much.